the Chi-Town experience on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
Ryan Poles is on the verge on yet another huge contract extension with this key player. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So, Bears fans, we actually have some breaking news in regard to the Chicago Bears. According to Slick Rick, a prominent profile on social media, he says that the Bears are on the verge of signing a 2-year contract extension with Joe Thuney. And obviously this is great news, Bears fans. Joe Thuney came via trade this offseason from the Kansas City Chiefs. He is 32 years old, future Hall of Famer. He is going to be a stable part of getting this offensive line up and running to help protect Caleb Williams over the next couple of years. You know, this is one of the reasons why the Kansas City Chiefs actually traded Joe Thuney, because they were unable to pay what he actually wanted. And right when the Bears made this move to trade for Thuney over the offseason, Ryan Poles made it very clear that this is going to be one of his main priorities after the NFL draft, after the offseason kind of settled down. And Ryan Poles has been a very busy GM this offseason in terms of contract extensions for some key players on the Chicago Bears roster. After they traded for Jonah Jackson, they gave him a 1-year extension. Obviously, Kyler Gordon got a massive extension, which made him one of the highest paid slot corners in the National Football League. Of course, TJ Edwards also got a nice little extension as well this offseason from the Chicago Bears. And now the expected move is that Joe Thuney is expected to get a 2-year extension from the Chicago Bears, which would basically add 3 total years for him on the Chicago Bears. And here's the interesting part that I want to know on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. Ryan Poles has been very smart and calculated about his contract extensions on this roster. The Bears have actually lined up all of their future money on the same date. Every extension is no longer than 3 years. And the reason why he did this is that he's trying to maximize the playoff or even Super Bowl window while Caleb Williams is on his cheap rookie contract. Caleb Williams will be due for his massive extension in 2028. Obviously, if Caleb Williams plays well, we all know the market of paying a top-end quarterback will continue to go up. Even mediocre quarterbacks will get, $50 million per year. So just imagine if Caleb Williams continues to ascend with Ben Johnson, all the weapons that Ryan Poles has surrounded Caleb Williams with to really maximize his talent. If Caleb Williams continues to ascend as a football player, the Bears and Ryan Poles are going to be paying a pretty hefty penny, to extend the Caleb Williams as a Chicago Bears franchise quarterback. So at this moment, the Bears can spend heavily while Caleb Williams is on his cheap rookie deal. I'm obviously giving extensions to Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson and TJ Edwards and Kyler Gordon, and obviously they're going to bring in other free agents over the next couple of years and be really aggressive to continue to surround Caleb Williams and even Ben Johnson with the right pieces to maximize their playoff window or window to win right now while Caleb Williams is on his cheap rookie deal. Just want to make a note in regard to contract extensions is that the Bears only currently have 2 players under contract through the 2028 season, and that is DJ Moore and Kyler Gordon. So once again, Ryan Poles being very calculated with his money and his extensions, and all these moves are centered around having to pay Caleb Williams in the future. So overall, Bears fans, really happy for Joe Thuney when this deal does happen. Really love what he brings to the table, not only as a player on the field, but off the field as well. And just being that veteran leader on this offensive line, really getting this offensive line to play at a high level as well. So looking forward to see what he brings to his offense and watching him help protect Caleb Williams over the next couple of years. So Bears fans, once again, the Bears are finally on the verge of extending guard Joe Thuney to a 2-year extension. Let me know how you feel about this deal that is coming shortly for the Chicago Bears down below in the comment section. But Bears fans, before I let you guys go on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I also want to share some other interesting news. Courtney Cronin actually went on the Cap and J Hood show just the other day. And once again, Ryan Poles has been a very busy man adding to the roster this offseason. And one of the moves that he made, and it was kind of underlining, we didn't really talk about it too much, but it was bringing veteran backup quarterback Case Keenum to join the roster, probably just as like a extra coach and as a mentor to Caleb Williams. But there was a lot of Bears fans around, social media kind of saying, well, does this move of Case Keenum mean that Tyson Beant is going to be no longer? Courtney Cronin actually cleared up those rumors on the Cap and J Hood show the other day by basically just insinuating that the Chicago Bears absolutely love Tyson Beant, and they're hoping that they can actually get a contract extension done with Tyson Beant in the near future. And once again, I would be totally okay with Beant being here long-term behind Caleb Williams. I feel like he's a very capable backup when he is called upon. I feel like he has played pretty decent football. But here's the thing about Tyson Beant. We all know that he works really, really hard. He is a competitor. And there may be some opportunities out there for him to maybe go out and find a starting role in the National Football League from a quarterback needy team. As long as he continues to work hard and continues to ascend as a player, maybe he will benefit from Ben Johnson and just kind of sitting on the sidelines and then really learning more about how to play the NFL quarterback position at a high level. So there may be some opportunities. So I think it all depends on if Tyson Beant is interested in staying here in Chicago and just being a long-term backup under Caleb Williams. So if that's the case, let's say they go and they want to extend Tyson Beant, and that's totally fine. If there's opportunities and he says, you know what, I don't really want to be a backup, I want to try to continue to compete for a starting quarterback role. At that point, Tyson Beant only has 1 year left on his deal. Maybe there would be some opportunities, and I know this may sound crazy, but there may be some opportunities out there for Ryan Poles and the Bears to try to find a trade partner to a quarterback needy team that may allow Tyson Beant to actually compete possibly for a starting role. And once again, this may be a pipe dream when talking about Tyson Beant being a starter in the National Football League, but there may be some teams out there that may be interested and bringing Tyson Beant in and competing for a starting role on their football team. And if that's the case, with 1 year left on his deal, if he's not interested in signing a long-term extension as a backup, then go maybe possibly try to find a trade partner. Maybe you collect your 7th round pick because you're not going to get a lot in return for Beant unless the team is really that needy for a quarterback, and you move on. But once again, I would love to have Tyson Beant here. I feel like he's a solid backup behind Caleb Williams. Once again, he works really hard. He's a very good teammate as well, really good leader, adds value to that quarterback room. I know not as a starter for the Chicago Bears, but just a really good teammate to Caleb Williams. And once again, I think he works hard. Really like the guy. I would really like that deal for Ryan Poles and the Bears to extend Tyson Beant in the near future. So Bears fans, how do you feel about that little rumor going around that the Bears love Tyson Beant? They would like to get maybe the extension done here in the near future. Would you like to keep Tyson Beant as the Chicago Bears backup? Or if he's not interested, would you be okay with possibly finding a trade partner and maybe getting a little bit of draft capital for a guy like Tyson Beant? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for all new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the Mic. You can go